Arg, ahoy mateys, and welcome back to Pittsburgh Pirates 2024 in Out of the Park Baseball 25 as Captain Jack Sparrow, General Manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We have a couple tough road series ahead of us in this episode against Milwaukee and Chicago. I'll hopefully play one game of each series there. I wanted to start on our home screen here to just check in on our goals right now. Our fan interest is trending up despite a tough start to the season. Don't Suck completely is in the red, but I think that's in the red just because it's based on total wins and not win percentage. But I don't know a whole lot about that. And again, acquire a Cy Young winner by 2026. Probably not going to be able to complete that goal, but we'll see what we can do. Going over and looking at our team home screen. If you look at our division graph here, St. Louis has had a huge surge at the end of April into early May. We're teetering around. It looks like we had a good start to the season and then fell off a cliff in the second half of April, which would be like episodes 4 through 6 in this series. Milwaukee is at the top of the division, and that's who we'll be playing here. And sooner or later, I'm going to have to switch to a 5-man rotation and drop one of these guys. It's looking like it's going to be Marco Gonzalez. We're actually going to play as him in our Milwaukee series. We're going to do the game against Ashby here. So let's go ahead and start by simulating some games and see where we stand. Go ahead and simulate to that date. And it looks like we won game 1 against Wade Miley with a big comeback victory in the 9th. Got the blown save on Devin Williams, who is not playing right now. Decent start for Contreras, but not great. Wade Miley looked good. Came down to the bullpens, and our bullpen surprisingly held up a little bit better. Looks like in the 9th, it was a Rowdy Tellez 2-run homer to put us over the edge. Henry Davis got hit by a pitch, which put him on base. Did anyone else come up big in this game? Doesn't quite look like it. RBIs for Brian Reynolds, which we like to see. Only 3 RBIs, so our 4th run. Curious how that was scored. And in our second game here, this was a loss that we just looked like we're never quite in. By the 4th inning, we were out of here. Another home run for Rowdy Tellez, so he's looking very good for us. Brian Reynolds finally doing something nice for us. His 3rd of the year. Bailey Falter, 3 through 5, so not great, not terrible. The bullpen can't really hold things together. Rio with the victory with the quality start, 7 strikeouts through 6 innings pitched. And let's go ahead and play Game 3 of the series and see if we can take the series 2-1. Looking at the matchup again, very favorable for the Brewers, but we'll see if we can do some punch-outs here. Just checking in to see if there's anyone that I want to adjust in my lineup. We have Triolo, it looks like, starting at third base, probably because Key Brian Hayes is tired, which I was correct about that. Henry Davis is on a bit of a cold streak, but I'll keep him in. I think I'm going to move him lower down the lineup, though. I'm feeling like this might be the way to go here. I don't really have a ton of faith in Triolo here. He's not been great for us so far this season. Surprisingly, in my Out of the Park Baseball 24 series that I started with Pittsburgh before, I ran into some technical difficulties with that and had to stop. Triolo is actually probably my best player on the team in that simulation. So funny how things change. He's actually on the cusp of maybe getting called down here. So hopefully he'll be able to come up a little bit bigger. I'm going to switch him and Davis just to see if I can get a little pep in his step. And let's go ahead and start this one. Playing in Miller Park. And Ashby with the first pitch. And he pegs. I believe that was Olivares was our leadoff batter there. So we got a good base runner to start off the game, doing absolutely nothing. Go ahead and swing away here. And that's a strikeout by Nick Gonzalez. He hit well in our last game, even though he got that error. So I thought I'd reward him. Brian Reynolds with a strikeout, and that's a tough way to start after getting a hit by pitch. O'Neal Cruz, that's going to be, I thought it was better. It's actually just going to curve out into foul territory. Thought Yelich might have had a play on that. 2-2 count, and they pick him off. Wow, picked him off over at first. Surprising. So let's see how Marco Gonzalez does for us here. I think his season's kind of riding on the line here. Don't think we'll be able to get anything for him either, but we could just waive him, call him down, and get someone worthy up. Going into next year, I'm not too concerned because I have about $20-something million between him and I think Perez. I gotta look again at my salaries. Oh man, just a terrible start to the game for Gonzalez. This is exactly what we were hoping would not happen. We might pull him pretty quickly here. Bases loaded, no outs. Needs a strikeout. Gets it. So at least we got that going for us. And then I'm going to play the infield in here. And see what happens. Can you get the out at home? Did get the out at home. Wow, there you go. So maybe he'll get out of this just yet. And I'm sure, as I say that, Rhys Hoskins will hit a grand slam. So not a grand slam, but it's probably going to be at least 2. Throw to the plate. Brian Reynolds does not get the assist. And Sal Frelick on the first pitch, right up into center. Should be an out. Palacios gets to it. Palacios has been doing pretty well for us since Sawinski went down. It's probably been the bright point of our season besides Rowdy, Tellez, and O'Neal Cruz. Even though he's not great, I like to see guys that get called up in a pinch like that perform at least admirably. Full count to McCutcheon here. That's a strikeout, man. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Ashby. He's looking sharp. Gonzalez is not. 4th strikeout of the game for him now. Gonzalez starts off the bottom of the 2nd with a strikeout of his own. So at least that's something. Jace Peterson here in the 9 spot for Milwaukee. That's another strikeout, so maybe he's settled into a groove after that first inning jitters. And just as I say that, Chorio on board over at first. Let's throw over there, keep him honest. Go ahead and pitch away now. And should be the end of the inning here. And it is. Easy play for Triello. All right, so still down 2 after 2. Triello coming up here. Looks like it's going to be a strikeout. Actually makes contact right down the line. Puts him away for the first out of the inning. Palacios up now. 1-2 count again. And that time it's a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Henry Davis, and the count is full for him. And out into right. Going to hang up long enough for Frelick to get to it, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Ashby. And here come the Bucs back on their heels. All right, so first batter, Contreras, grounding out to O'Neal Cruz. Second batter, Adames, with a little bloop single out into left. Here comes Yelich. And we'll get the lead runner there. Yelich is a tough guy to have over at first. Throw over there just to make sure he's not trying anything frisky. And should be the end of the inning. And it is. So through 3, Pittsburgh with 0 hits, Milwaukee with 5. But other than that first inning, it hasn't looked too bad for us. Those are just the situations that are tough for you in this game. So Oliveira's back at first now. I'm not going to steal second again. Oh, Gonzalez. Oh, I thought that was going to land in. He's had a knack of hitting like that opposite field gap double for us this year. Not happening that time. Brian Reynolds up, full count, and that'll be a walk. So 2 walks this inning for Ashby. Let's see if we can get him to suffer. Ooh, that's 3 walks now. And these are the kinds of situations where you really got to come through. Andrew McCutcheon up. 2-2 count, and he strikes out. Really unfortunate. Tellez up. 2-2 count. Opposite field. I think it's going to hang up long enough. And it does. So we can't do anything with it. Still 0 hits, but we did get 3 base runners in that inning. So that is something, I guess. Just a shame to get into that situation and not get anything out of it. Especially when your guys, you got Andrew McCutcheon and Rowdy Tellez up. It's a tough pill to swallow there. Could be double play here. Just 1. And sacrificing him up into scoring position. Interesting. Chourio is 2 for 2 today. I'll take my luck with him, and I think Palacios should be able to get to that. And he does. Nice diving catch. OTP always making it look dramatic. All right, so Triolo to start the top of the 5th. Let's see if we can get that first hit here. It's going to be in the opposite field. I think it's going to be just shy of the warning track. It is. Frelick gets to it. And 1 down. Just when I thought something good might happen. Palacios up is the second batter. Ground out up to short. And here comes Henry Davis to strike out. Yikes. Tough game at the plate for Pittsburgh. At least Gonzalez has settled into a bit of a groove, so we're not going to have to waste our bullpen here on a meaningless game. I mean, we're only down 2 runs. I'm kind of being a little doomsday-ish here. But when you have 0 hits through 5 innings, it's tough to feel positive. That's going to be an RBI. Could be a triple out in that deep gap there. For sure going to bring the runner in, though. And just as I gave Gonzalez a compliment. Oh, wow. Contreras was actually held up at third. That's shocking. Out into center. Palacios gets to it. Then that'll be a successful sac fly. So they bring him in nonetheless. Reese Hoskins up here. First pitch is going to be a grounder to O'Neal Cruz. Should put him away. So just 1 through that nonsense is not terrible. I'll take it. And Hobie Milner has come in now for Ashby. I guess he just didn't have the stamina to keep going, but he was doing well. I mean, he had a no-hitter through 5. It's crazy to pull a pitcher after a no-hitter through 5. He is young, though, so maybe he's got a pitch count. Milner starts with a strikeout and gets a second one immediately after. Let's see if Brian Reynolds can get something going here. Right up to center field. Probably an out? Yeah. Sometimes those easy out plays do that weird sail over the head thing. So I wasn't sure there. Anyway, back to pitching. And holding our breath is Marco Gonzalez pitches. There's 1 down. See if he can get this QS. It's going to be a walk here to Frelick. Don't like to see that. I will get someone going. I think I'll get both Ortiz and Barucki going. And we'll pray that he can get out of this. That's going to be close. I think it's an out, though. Yeah, it is. Thought that was going to go more to, like, right center than straight right there. So Chourio back up here. And should be the end of the inning, as it is. So Marco Gonzalez surprisingly does get the quality start, but you can't do anything with that if you don't get at least 1 hit. O'Neal Cruz, let's see if he can change things. Nope. 1 down to start the top of the 7th. Milner's still on the mound. McCutcheon, that's a home run. There we go. That's something. First hit of the game. First run of the game. Gotta love to see that. And they keep Milner in to pitch to Tellez here. He's had some success against lefties, but clearly better against righties. And that's success against lefties. Another home run, I believe. Yep. Into the second deck there, and what a time to get the bats to come alive. 2 hits, 2 runs. Maybe we're going to become true 3-outcome believers in this series after all. Jared Triolo with the full count, and that's up into center field. Should be an out. Chourio gets to it. That's 2 down. Hopey Milner is still out there, which is kind of surprising. I'm going to go ahead and sit Ortiz and Barucki just so they don't tire out. We'll probably have Ortiz start the inning and switch up to Barucki when we get to those lefties. Palacios. Out number 3. So we at least bring the lead a little closer. J.D. Davis is going to start off the second, and I think this is where we go to Ortiz. Gonzalez with a valiant effort, though. He's ragging on him coming into this game, but a quality start's a quality start. So Ortiz gets the ground out to start the inning. I don't think he's been too bad since he's moved to the bullpen. But that's not good. 1 out double. I believe that's to Contreras. And there's a walk. Not good. And here's where we get Barucki going. Christian Yelich up. Wild pitch, and I think we're just going to intentionally walk him to get to the right-handed batter at this point. And then here comes the infield in. Actually, I'm going to do just the corners in, because we might still be able to get that double play action here. Looks like that's going to be either... No, that's... I thought it was going to be a... I was hoping, I guess, it was going to be a sac fly. Instead, it's a 2 RBI double. Yikes. That was the matchup we were hoping for, too. So, see you later, Luis Ortiz. In comes Barucki. Full count here. And that's a walk for his first batter. And his second batter looks like it's going to be a sac fly. We'll see, though. Could be an assist. Brian Reynolds does have a decent arm. Not that time, though. Extends the lead now. And Barucki gets out of it, but the damage is done. They double their runs scored, go from 3 to 6. Trevor McGill's in, and things are looking more dire than they were before. Strikeout for Henry Davis to start the inning. Eddie Olivares with the full count. And that's a walk. We're going to go ahead and send him. Nothing doing there. Let's try again. All right, he's in there. 1-1 count now to Nick Gonzalez. And can't even move him over. Absolutely pathetic, guys. Brian Reynolds, live up to that contract, buddy. Give me some clutch hitting. Or a strikeout. All right. I guess we got to get someone going in the bullpen. Everyone's pretty tired. I guess we'll go with Chapman. See how long Barucki can go for us here. Hopefully he'll get a 1-2-3 inning here. Just stop the bleeding. All right, so 2 soft grounders to start things off, and knowing our luck here, this will probably be a home run. It's actually a walk. followed by out number 3. So, hey, not too shabby. We might not even have to pitch Chapman after all. Though I would like to see him come in, because I would like to get some hitting going here. McGill's still on the mound, which is surprising. O'Neill Cruz strikes out, and that's a bad start to the bottom of the 9th. Hopefully McCutcheon gets a walk here. 3-1 count. I feel good about it, but not great. It is a walk, so there you go. Rowdy Tellez up. Let's see if he can do some damage. Nope, just grounded out. Out number 2. And even though we did advance McCutcheon to scoring position, it's not going to matter much, and there you go. So, another 1-win, 2-loss series for us. That's kind of been the story of the season for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you're not going to win anything with a .333 win percentage. That is for sure. So our head scout has found a talented guy in Venezuela, I guess. Doesn't seem too talented. He's been assigned to our international complex, though, so we got that going for us, I guess. Let's take a look at our upcoming series against Chicago and see which game we want to play here. It's going to be a 4-game series on the road. Chicago's pitching is shockingly not doing very well. A bunch of lefties in a row there. Hendricks and Contreras. I think that's the game that I like, even though Contreras is their best pitcher there. He's 6-0. I'd like to see Contreras go again. I kind of want to see this JT Brubaker start. We have All-Star voting coming up. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna commit to that 4th game of the series, and that'll be a good way to end this video. So let's see how we do against Drew Smiley to start things off. Whew, man. Mitch Keller, an absolute disaster of a performance again for him. I don't know what's going on with him. And then a follow-up against Justin Steele. We did beat him in our last game, I think. Not this time, though. Is this a blown save? Yeah, it looks like it was. Bednar finally blows one officially after Mladinsky blows one even further. At least Brubaker had a decent performance, so something to look at, I guess. And this is just going to tell us that All-Star voting has begun. We'll cast our votes when it gets closer to the All-Star game. Gotta win at least one of these, though. Gotta. And there you go. At least we win one. And a big comeback victory for the Pirates. That's kind of been the story for our season. Anytime we get victories, they are come from behind. Bednar gets the successful save this time, thank goodness. Ortiz looks good. Martin Perez, only one earned, 2 unearned through 5 1/3. Brian Reynolds, the hero of this game. 1 for 4. Got that, is that a grand slam? Yeah, so a grand slam in the 9th after Brian Hayes knocked things in. So not a walk-off grand slam because we're on the road, but nonetheless, those are the plays that we need Brian Reynolds to be getting. And here we go. Let's go ahead and play this game. As you can see, the Cubs, much better team on paper than us. Triolo's playing shortstop in this one, which is interesting. I guess it's because we don't have that shortstop depth. O'Neill Cruz, I really don't like him sitting with the righty on the mound, so I'm going to go ahead and override that decision and just let him play tired here. And then we're probably going to, at some point, need to examine our depth in the middle infield stuff. Just tinkering around here a little to see how I want to. I'm going to put Olivares there. The back end of this lineup has been terrible. Oops. Did not want to get rid of him completely. And I keep doing it. Short. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make this my lineup. I feel comfortable with that. Roansy Contreras coming out here. He's been very good for us in the games that we've played with him on the mound. And here we are at Wrigley. Let's see what we can do. Palacios to lead things off. Looks like it's going to be a strikeout, but he actually makes contact, hits it up to short, and here comes the big block text. All right, so Hendricks, as I said, has been the best pitcher of the year for the Cubs. ERA around 3.75, I think, if I remember that correctly. He's 6-0. 3.43, even better. And another 0-2 pitch. Contact made, but not quite good enough. Out number 2. And here comes Eddie Olivares hitting the 3-hole. Strikes out. And here comes Contreras now. So, at the very least, the games we've been playing have been interesting for the most part. I'd say that Milwaukee one we just had. Jeez, what is going on with these errors? I'm still kind of chapped about that error that Nick Gonzalez had. And that, apparently neither of those even count as errors. They're just bad plays. And that's especially disappointing with Ke'Bryan Hayes, who's a gold glover out there. If they do damage in this inning, I'm going to be pretty upset. We're going to have to fire everyone. Is that a 3-run home run? Oh, thank God. I thought Seiya Suzuki was going to break my heart. All right, so Rowdy Tellez up to start the second and just goes down looking. Ke'Bryan Hayes up 1-0 count. Let's see if he can make up for that missed play over at third. Not happening. And O'Neal Cruz goes down looking. So 2 goes down lookings in that inning. Not a great start to the game for us. I would love to split this series. We're going to need to start winning a series. 1 out double into the gap. That Dansby Swanson who hit that. It was Dansby Swanson. So here comes Patrick Wisdom now. He goes down swinging, so at least there's that. Yan Gomes should be the end of the inning, but of course it's not. And he misplays it. Is that going to be an error? Yeah, so that is an error. An unearned run. Yikes. I'm going to change our team name to the Pittsburgh Unearned Runs here in a second. Jake Lamb grounding out. Another tremendous no-hit first run through the lineup. So far in this episode, we've had 2 hits. And nothing has changed after our first 9 batters of the day. All right. Yeah, hitting this poorly going into May, I think we are going to have to start letting some AAA guys just see if they can do something here. Everyone's doing so poorly, except for Rowdy Tellez and O'Neal Cruz. All right, so at least Roansy Contreras gets us through the third with no damage. Let's see how we do going into the fourth, second time through the lineup. Palacios, 1 out. Hendricks has retired 10 in a row. Make it 11. This is where I start gritting my teeth. Eddie Olivares up, strikes out. Like his second strikeout of the game. And through 4, still no hits. Seiya Suzuki up, striking out. Contreras has 4 strikeouts through 3 and a third. Make that 5 strikeouts through 3 and 2/3. Let's see if he can strike out the side. Dansby Swanson had the double in his last at bat. This time just a ground out over to Key Brian Hayes, and thankfully he fields it correctly. So another good inning for Contreras. Here comes Rowdy Tellez. First pitch out into center. I think that's a home run. All our hits in this episode. Home run. Oh, thank God. I thought he grabbed it. Oh, I had to look at the text there. Sometimes you hold your breath when that live play-by-play goes running through. Rowdy Tellez, second home run of the episode. Tied the game up. Giving me a little bit of hope. Keeper on Hayes. Oh, I thought that was going to be a double in the gap. Instead, it's an out. O'Neal Cruz makes contact, and that's our second hit of the game. And we are going to send him because we just gotta. We gotta. It's going to be close. Oh, he's safe. There you go. Whew. I was a little afraid, but I think that's going to bring him in. He should be fast enough, and that's how you manufacture runs. Wait, did that not? Oh, my goodness gracious. Extremely disappointing base running by O'Neal Cruz. To the wall. Sack fly, at least, for Yasmani Grandal. I was hoping that might have been a home run, but comes up short. And Nick Gonzalez strikes out. But we take the lead there with the Rowdy Tellez home run and the Yasmani Grandal sack fly to bring in O'Neal Cruz. So things trending in the right direction for now, but we got to hold the lead. So far, Roansy's done a good job. 0 earned through 5 to this point. Well, through 4 and 2/3. Crow Armstrong out into center. Should be the third out of the inning. Instead, it's off the ivy and a double. Sometimes you just can never tell with the trajectory of these balls. All right, 1-2 count, and that'll be out number 3. Tellez gets it. Easy play. And things looking good for the Bucs here. Hendricks starts the inning with a strikeout to Palacios. Brian Reynolds up. 2-1 count. And grounds it out to second. I have to start looking at some of like these advanced metrics. Figuring out what the heck is going wrong with guys like Brian Reynolds this season. Can you hear the disappointment in my voice? At least Contreras is looking good. Strikeout to start the bottom of the 6th. Morel up. I think that's gonna fall in. Yeah, it does. This is about the time where we're gonna have to start thinking about bringing in a relief pitcher. Let's see who is available to us. Primarily righties coming up, so you'd like to get a righty to go out there. We have Ortiz available. We have Chapman and Barucki. I guess I will get Barucki and Ortiz going again. And here comes the 3-1 pitch to Suzuki. It's a walk. Full count here. Ground. Could be the double play. Nope. I was really hoping he would get the ground there. Dansby Swanson, who's hit the ball well today. Full count out into center field. Should be the inning. Palacios under it and gets it. So it was tense there for a second, but Roansy Contreras gets out of it. And that's the kind of performances you like to see from your pitchers in this game. So A+ effort. Rowdy Tellez to start off the top of the 7th. Had the home run that sparked things in the 5th, but nothing doing there. Brian Hayes. That'll be a single up the middle. Yep. Perfect, perfect. At least we got something going here. I'm going to go ahead and sit these guys down. Remind myself to look at them again in a second. Debating if I want to send Brian Hayes here. I won't. And O'Neill Cruz strikes out. And we're going to send him now. Nope. Nothing doing. And that was a strike, so I won't try again. Full count. Jake Lamb strikes out. And that's the top of the 7th. Take me out to the ball game. Where's Harry Carey when you need him? All right. Oh, I completely forgot. Luckily. They're still ready. I'll call in Baraki. Probably a bad decision, but he's my freshest pitcher here. Gets the strikeout to start things. 2-2 count to Gomes. I was hoping that was going to be another strikeout, but at least it's an out nonetheless. Strikeout and a ground out are the same thing either way. And Crow Armstrong, who is on fire, just skies it up in the air. And Baraki gets through the bottom of the 7th. So I like that. And it's also good because I can use... ooh, man. It's kind of a interesting decision to make here. Because Bednar has pitched 2 games in a row, I think we're going to need to use Chapman for the save. So I'll go ahead and get... yeah, I'll get Ortiz going and hope for the best there. Grandal up to start the 8th, and he goes down looking. Nick Gonzalez, the second batter. Right up the middle. Oh, what a play by Dansby Swanson. I thought that was for sure going to be an out. Kyle Hendricks still out there, still plugging away. I think this will be his last batter, though. Straight in the air to the shortstop. Dansby Swanson gets another out, and it is still 2-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. All right. So decisions. I'm going to keep Baraki in here for the time being and hope this is the correct decision. 1 out. So looks good to me. I'm going to take a quick look at Ian Happ. So you could make the case that he's better against lefties or righties, depending on what you want to look at. I don't think it's going to be an advantage to switch, so I'll just go ahead and pitch to him here. And there you go. Now, number 2 made the correct decision. And this is the one that gives me a little bit of pause. Chris Morrell. Much worse against righties. So I'll go ahead and call Ortiz into the game and hope that this isn't the decision that blows the whole thing for me. Ground out, put him away. Let's go. And we'll get Aroldis Chapman warming up. So Luke Little has come in. See if we can extend the lead a little. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I could. Strikeout to start the inning for Reynolds. Olivares, I think, is going to get on board. Yep. Might be a situation where we send him, but I'll go ahead and just swing away here. Tellez gets walked, so we have a runner in scoring position now. And Key Brian Hayes, nope. Infield fly. And then it was up to O'Neal Cruz. I'm kind of the mind to let Jared Triolo get a chance here. Ooh, hit by a pitch. Wow. What a scummy move. Jake Lamb up now, and we will, again, go with the righty. We're going to go with Andrew McCutchen in the DH role. Little still on the mound. Let's see what Kutch can do. Strikes out. Yikes. All right, so I have an incomplete lineup, and that is because we need to set Jared Triolo at short. And Aroldis Chapman. You know, I'm actually going to have Ortiz pitch to Suzuki to start, and he's going to, if he walks him, yeah. All right. Can I call Chapman in? Okay, I can. That 3-batter rule thing always trips me up because I think it's 3 batters or the inning change. All right. So at least Chapman starts things off in the correct direction for us with a strikeout. Dansby Swanson keeps things alive. Not what you want to see with the 2-2 count. Patrick Wisdom, 1-1. Cubs fans have their rally caps on, but let's finish them off here. This is the nice thing about having a guy like Aroldis Chapman on your team. Yes! Got it! So we split the series 2 games apiece. Aroldis Chapman gets the save in game 4. And that was a tough one, but we pulled it out. Great performance by Roansy Contreras. Kyle Hendricks, the player of the game, goes 8 strong, but gave up 2 more than he needed to, or 2 more than he was allowed to get the win. All in all, a gutty performance for our team. You'd like to see more hitting, but we pick up the win, manufacture them where we can. We'll take a quick look at our standings here. Again, I'm just going to use this graph because it's more fun to look at. So we've sent Chicago below St. Louis again. St. Louis has now moved into the 2nd spot. We're 8 games behind. The Cincinnati Reds are falling off a cliff. Milwaukee continues their upwards trajectory. But we have a long road ahead of us. Got a home stint against San Francisco, followed by another home stint against a very dangerous Atlanta team, probably the best team in the league right now. Then a road series against Detroit and Toronto. So doable stuff, but it's not going to be easy for the rest of May. In our next episode, we'll keep things going, and maybe we'll get through the end of the month and take a really deep dive into what we want to do moving forward with some of our prospects in AAA guys. So thanks for watching. As always, go Bucs, and we'll see you next time.